man? This your boy Hood, man. I'm finna holler at y'all real quick about that Versus with the Locks and Dipset. Yo, I didn't get a chance to holler at this because I was doing other shit, man, but I want to talk to y'all about this first. I got up on the Locks in like 1996, and Jadakiss was going crazy even back then. Lyrically, I was, man, telling people all the time about the Locks, Chic Luch, motherfucking Styles P. I was always talking about it because I was like, bro, and them, they cold. So then time went on, they did the thing with what's his name, Puffy. Then they got away from Puffy and all that. So you kind of followed their career. So I already knew that they were solid. I never saw them live. I never saw them like that, but I knew that they were solid. So then you fast forward, you got Dipset. And I like what Chic Luch said about Dipset. He had an interview with, what's his name? Sway. And he said that Dipset is really not a group. He said basically you had Cameron rapping, and then eventually Jim Jones became a rapper, and then you got Joel Santana, and then Freaky Zeke don't rap at all like that. So they not necessarily a group, but you talk about the Locks. They've been a fucking group since the 90s. And you talk about 25 years then pass or more, and they actually still solid. So it's like you're not going to be able to beat that when you talk about unison and coming together and practicing and all this shit. It's a bunch of egos in the Dipset, but that's what make them mysterious and unique and the dope group that they are, because each one of them motherfuckers got their own personality that you follow in their career trajectory that we have kept up with over the years. And I remember even when Beanie Siegel was battling what's his name, Jadakiss, you know what I'm saying? You was wondering who was going to win that one. Obviously, a lot of people say Jadakiss won that. You know what I'm saying? So Jadakiss just been basically solid for many years as a rapper. You know what I'm saying? But it definitely was a dope-ass Versus, and I'm glad that they picked them two to go. I didn't know that they was doing shows together and shit like that, because I haven't been following their careers all the time right now in my life, but I followed their careers continuously over the years, you know what I'm saying? But good thing to see them go and keep going. I just heard between Timbaland and what's his name, Swiss Beats, and they said that that was the quickest time that Madison Square Garden has ever been sold out. Like, it was within a half hour of the tickets going on sale, the whole thing was sold out. So you're talking about all kind of people was in that thing going to watch them do that Versus, and it was entertaining as hell. I mean, come on. But if you ask me, you saw two dynamics play out. You saw three guys that got their own personal lives and their own artistry that they bring to the industry, acting as a group. And then you got three motherfuckers who literally been a group. They know everything about each other's lines, every word that the other person said. They practice and perform at a high level. And that's consistent 25 years or more of doing that. You know what I'm saying? So when you saw it, it was almost like, damn. Many millions of people who watched that Versus never even saw them perform, never even saw them do a show. And myself, who was a hip-hop aficionado, and I actually watched them niggas' careers all my young years, never seen them perform, never even saw Dipset perform live. You know what I'm saying? Just in my life, just never caught up with it. Definitely wanted to, you know what I'm saying? Definitely was a fan, but it just never caught it. So then you see that, and it's like, damn. Even though I know that they didn't win necessarily in the battle, they still won as far as Dipset of coming out there and representing their brands and showing they style, you know what I'm saying? And that at least was what we would wanted to see from them, you know what I'm saying? Lyrically and all that. Who would have known that they didn't know all the lyrics? Who would have known that they didn't have hype man? And another thing that I heard in an interview with Chic Luch is that each three of the Dipset artists had their own DJs, separate. So then when you go to the Locks, they all had the same DJ technician. And he even said when he was on the interview, Chic Luch said when he was on the interview with Sway, that DJ Tech, when they was practicing for the Versus, every time they finished a song, he would play a Dipset song. He said this was crazy to them because they like, damn, what the fuck you doing? Getting them in the mindset of the battle, getting them in the mindset of the competition. So fast forward to the actual competition, and it's like they was ready, you know. Whereas Dipset was in there, and the most extravagant thing they did is Jim Jones had somebody bring him a necklace. You know what I'm saying? So it was crazy. You know what I'm saying? There was even a rumor saying that Jim Jones, Cameron was leaving. He was leaving the whole theater until he heard his name announced, and then I guess he turned around and was like, "Fuck it, he gonna go back on stage." Why, I don't know, but this some of the stuff that was coming out, but. for them to be hip hop legends and been in the game so many decades and definitely giving a lot, each group giving a lot to the industry. You know, their time frame as far as being on the radio and being the hottest artist in the game is over with, because, you know, music is what it is. They push you out the way and bring the next group up. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. But he said, I heard people say, you know, Sheik Luke said Migos was right there in the front of the theater when they was performing on stage. Said they was all three standing right there, and he said they was saying the lines and shit as they was rapping and shit, and so it was different artists, and he was like, that was cool to see, because that's like the next generation showing homage to them to even be there. You know what I'm saying? So it was like crazy. So yeah, you know, we watched all that shit, man. Versus is dope because it's like he get a chance for those artists to come back, the ones who's really not getting that push, or they brands ain't it's been big like it could have been, or the way it wanted to be right now. You get a chance to see them come back and kind of jump into the game again, performing songs that we all know and love. But then when you look at somebody like 50 Cent, he's been coming out dissing versus saying that that's old, like you playing old songs, like who cares? Like, I don't want to go to no shit like that, because I guess they trying to get him to have a versus with Ja Rule, which he like, no, like I ain't on no shit like that, fuck that, you know, because he got the success from the TV shows, he doing pretty good, so he don't really need no verses to keep his name ringing. And so, for instance, when you go fast forward to Ja Rule, some people say that might actually elevate his career a little bit. But then Sweet Beat, he came and was like, man, why you tripping? When you go on a tour and you got to go perform old songs when you go on the stage. So what the fuck's the difference from doing it right here on the show for the verses? You know what I'm saying? So it's just the way, you know what I'm saying, they different little ideas have been going about that. You know, who you think is right or wrong, it's up to you. You know what I'm saying? Let me know in the comments. Should 50 Cent go ahead and do a versus with Ja Rule? Does it matter? Do they need that to keep their careers popping? Is that something y'all want to see? You give a shit about all that? Let me know in the comment section, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, for me, you know, I guess, you know, I think it should be fun competitions and shit like that, you know what I'm saying? Even Swiss Beats said, like, man, if y'all was going to kill each other between Ja Rule and 50 Cent, y'all would have did it by now. So y'all could probably do it versus together. You motherfuckers ain't finna do shit to each other. So it's almost like basically calling them both punk motherfuckers, but I don't know if they gonna take it like that. That's just my opinion. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see whatever happened with that, man. So, but I like how the Locks held them down. They won that thing. They showed that they still got the skills. They never lost it. And if any other group get in the game and try to battle them, they gonna get tore apart. You know what I'm saying? So that's that, man. So I appreciate y'all coming over here watching this video, checking out the channel. Got a new movie called Killer Rapper. It's right here on this channel, and it's for free. You can watch it right here. And I appreciate y'all. Like and subscribe.